On today's episode of Behind These Eyes, Ruby and I are going to show you how to make mosaic tile garden balls. Ready, Ruby? Let's go. Mosaic tile balls are fun to make, but the tiles can be somewhat expensive. And I've discovered an alternative to that is to actually use these great, colorful dollar store plates. You can get out a lot of aggression too by making them into the mosaic tile pieces. And the way I do that is I'll put them between, take like an old beach towel or an old bath towel and fold it up, put the plate between it, put on your safety glasses, and then take a good hammer and on a solid surface and just hammer away. And that towel will keep the pieces of broken glass from flying away and help protect the area around you. You're going to end up with an assortment of pieces. Some will be larger than others. They're going to be irregular shaped. Some of the plates have these ridged edges. I don't mind that. I think it just adds a little interest to the finished piece. These balls are really popular. You see them out in garden stores and home improvement stores and places like that. And this is a great way to make your own. So once you've gotten out all of your aggression, Ruby, now it's time to craft. We're going to use, I'm just using smooth foam balls. They come in an assortment of sizes and they have a smooth surface that is great for attaching things like tile. And you want to get down, girl? You ready to go? No, she just wants to sniff my towel. All I did was I'm using Beacon's 527 and I glue a little bit of that on. Now you could use a mosaic tile adhesive, but I don't happen to have that at home, and I do have the 527, so this does work, I've discovered. And I'll just put a little bit where I want my tiles, and I'll go ahead and do a few places to start. And then I pick the tiles that I like the looks of, and I start assembling them. So much for my assistant. And I put them maybe 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch apart and just randomly continue covering the surface of the ball. You're going to have to set it and let part of it dry and then rotate it and do another section because they will slip inside a little bit, but as long as you watch it, you can make sure that they stay in place. Once it's dry, we're going to come back, and I am using regular mosaic tile grout. You can buy this pre-mixed or mix it to the consistency that you want with some water. And I literally just splurp it into those areas. Splurp, another one of my technical terms. And push it into those, fill in those areas around your tile pieces. And then I let it start to dry according to the manufacturer's instructions. I'll come back with a damp cloth or a damp sponge and remove that grout from the surface of those broken plates and let it dry completely. Now you may have some areas that have a little bit of this grout left on them, but as your ball sits in your garden and the weather gets to it, all of that extra that's on that surface will disappear. And just to show that it really does work, this one I did with stained glass pieces, and this has actually been sitting in my garden for over a year through all kinds of weather, and it's held up, it's still good and strong, and the colors are still nice and bright. And you can make them in whatever size you want or an assortment of sizes. It's a fun, inexpensive way to add a little color to your summer garden. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and stay tuned for the next episode of Behind These Eyes.